Hey guys, it's Jonna Partain with Finding Ground Healing. So this video, right, we're gonna make it, I say short and sweet, but I'll try to wrap it up before 5 minutes. Okay, so here's what I've got. I have been cleaning up relationships in my life for the last 4 days. And I started taking stock. And so I got a piece of paper and I started writing down everybody in my life that I've come in contact with the last 2 weeks on a regular or consistent basis. The list was kind of long. And then I started writing out to the side, do they add anything to my life? That was my one question. Do they add anything to my life? And if they did, good, bad, or indifferent, I wrote it down. So I've got this long list of people that might be, like little tiny snippets of what they add or what they don't bring or whatever. No judgment, right? This is for your own personal. So I was like, there's a lot of people that don't bring anything to my life. A lot of drama, heartache, pain, anxiety, right? And I was like, oh, I don't know that I really want to fight for these relationships. And I realized, I have been fighting my entire life, so do you really want to stay in fight or flight? These are questions that I'm asking myself. The question is, nope, I do not want to stay in fight or flight. And these relationships, not really worth fighting for. And there was a lot of people that fell off my list. Friends, family, just people in general. And then I was like, well, I can't meet violence with violence and expect a peaceful outcome. So what's another way to put it, right? Yep. So then it was, are these relationships worth me loving for? Loving them, loving the relationship, nurturing it. And they weren't. Because a lot of them I was giving because I wanted something back. Whether it was acceptance, or friendship, or just to be around, right? But they weren't worth it. Plain and simple. The relationships weren't worth it. And that was a hard realization for me to come to because it did include my mother. It did include family members. It included longtime friends that weren't making the cut. And I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody else because that is not how I feel. What I am saying is that I'm in control of my life. You are who you associate with. And if there were a lot of people in my life that had to do with drama, craziness, foolishness, I don't want to be a part of it. But this also gave me an opportunity to look at some root wounds. And, a lot of those were abandonment, not being good enough, not being accepted, wanting to be loved. And so it just gave me an opportunity to start some more healing, right? Because that's what it's all about, is healing the wounds. And then I was talking to one of my best friends. And she said, Jonna, maybe you just need to realize that the wound is already healed, but you get to lay the scalpel down. And that was big for me. So I'm choosing and putting action behind laying the scalpel down every day. So I encourage you to look through your closet. Look who are around you, who you surround yourself. Are they adding? And if they're not adding, then cut them out. And it might be hard. It might be emotional. But you are worth it. Remember, you can't pull from an empty cup. You've got to be able to give to yourself. And if you're giving to everybody else and no one is filling your cup up, time to change things. So, I'm changing things because I am in control of my life, and so are you. So know that you're enough, you're worth it, and so am I. So, love and light.